Hi dancers, we're going to talk about recovery for the hip flexors. And the hip flexors, a lot of people think of as the muscle that crosses the front of the hip. And while that's correct, it also includes the quadriceps. So the quadricep is not only a knee extensor where we're straightening our knee, but it assists in hip flexion as well. So when we talk about recovery of the hip flexors, we have to address both the quadriceps and the actual iliopsoas region that crosses the front of the hip. So we're gonna start with the foam roller, and I have a vibrating one here. You're welcome to use one like that as well. If you don't have one of these, that's totally fine. You can use one of the rolling bars, or you can use a foam roller, or even your hands if you are at a loss for items. We're gonna start by rotating the leg out just a little bit with a relaxed bend in my knee. I'm gonna go in and up, rolling out the inside of my leg, because we do use the adductors as well when we're performing things like front extensions, and we don't want to neglect them. As a general rule for foam rolling, I just roll until I feel like the amount of soreness or tension has decreased. Sometimes I will give myself a time trial and just do a minute or even 30 seconds if I'm in a pinch. Now bring your leg back to neutral, and you're gonna go all the way down to the top of the knee. Sometimes it gets a little bit creaky here with the patellar tendon. So we wanna roll the patellar tendon out right above the knee, the superior portion of the patellar tendon, and then we're gonna go all the way up. Now we'll go ahead and try to roll our leg in as much as you can. Just relax it here, and then take your energy to the outside of the quadriceps. Good. Now we're going to put that to the side. I want you to go and grab either a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, or a small spiky rubs ball. If you don't have any of those, you can dig in with your hands, but I do want you either on a bench like this, or a massage table, or a plinth, something that is elevated, or even using a table in your house or your own bed. Just make sure whatever you lie on is not dangerous to lie on it. So lying down on whatever you have in your home, you're going to make sure that your core stays engaged and on the device at all times. If you feel like you're arching like this, then you're not going to actually target the psoas and actually release what you need to release. So make sure that low back is down on the table. You're going to take your leg and you're going to let it drop off the side of whatever you're on. Now you might get to this point right here and you're in parallel, scoot it all the way to the edge, and feel like, oh, I already feel something here. That's totally fine. Keep that back down, and then all we're gonna do is hold here for about 30 seconds. Just relax and breathe and hold this position. Now, the more that you can bend your knee, the more you are going to feel a stretch. But if you're unable to keep that back down, if you're bending the knee and pulling it in, then you should not be taking this progression at this time. The other thing you can do is you can actively bend it. So if you don't want to grab it with your hand or a stretch strap, you can try to kind of kick it. All right, next we're gonna take that ball and we are gonna go across the front of the hip, doing a side-to-side motion with the hip flexor. Hip flexor is gonna run all the way up here. So you're gonna go all the way up with this ball to the bottom of your ribs, because sometimes the ribs get really angry with us down here. And we're gonna just go side to side, strumming, trying to get deeper with the ball, and find the hip flexor. It's super deep in there. Now if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing and I feel like I'm not doing anything, then what I want you to do is grab your leg and then help it up. Don't actively do it. You're gonna take your leg and just straighten it out real quick for me. And I want you to flex the hip. So you're just gonna lift it up and back down. Feel around in here. You're going to feel a muscle activating under your fingers at some point, and you'll be like, oh, I feel it contracting when I lift my leg up. and I feel it releasing when it comes back down. Okay, then that's your hip flexor. So keep the pressure on that area, and that is where you're gonna wanna strum side to side with that ball. When you're done here, roll onto your side and then get yourself up nice and slowly. We will do a final stretch of the hip flexor here where you're gonna stretch the leg back. Leg is gonna be in demi-point almost in the back. You're gonna stretch the knee straight and think about squeezing the glute like you're dropping the hip down to the floor. See, my leg is out in front here. I'm gonna try to put most of the weight here and keep my back up really tall. And I'm gonna bring it up and then drop down. Squeeze the glute. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the knee straight and squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Glute. Contract. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. For a more high-level stretch, you can sit here with your knee bent in the front, grab that back leg, bend the knee, and try to keep your back up nice and tall as you're stretching both joints. Doing a small pulse in and out. And I flex the foot to get a little bit and an additional stretch here. And release. I hope you enjoyed this hip flexor recovery routine. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me at info@veronicakballet.com.